Good morning. May all who are mothers please just raise your hand. May all who have mothers please raise your hand. Happy Mother's Day. The opening words today are by Barbara Peskin. For the beauty of the earth, this spinning blue-green ball, yes. Gaia, mother of everything, we walk gently across your back. So come together again in this place to remember how we can live, to remember who we are, to create how we will be. Gaia, our home, the lap in which we live. Welcome us. It's good to be together. Let's sing together hymn number 33. Great Sovereign and what is the title of it? Sovereign and Transforming Grace. Please rise as you are able, and we will wear our masks while singing.
Good morning. Welcome to First Parish in Milton. My name is Amy Cavadlo, and I am a member of our worship committee. We are so glad you have chosen to be here with us this morning or to join us virtually. However your journey, whatever your heritage, and whomever you love, you are welcome here. Your presence here on Sunday morning enriches worship for everyone. This sanctuary is made holy by your presence. If you are joining us for the first time, a special welcome. You will find information about First Parish in your pew. One of the greeters or I would be happy to answer any questions you might have, and we would welcome the opportunity to walk with you to coffee hour after the service, which will be outside on the green. The work of living our faith is done both in and out of worship, so I call your attention to the printed announcements that came with the order of worship. Please take a look. I want to highlight the fact that oh, wait a minute, I have the wrong page here, sorry. Well, I can't find it, but there's the membership and the Social Action Committee are doing a joint project with Father Bills, so please look at that. We still need people to sign up for hosting. I think there's a couple of dates left, and for greeters. And if anybody has difficulty with knowing how to get on the sign-up genius, please call the office. Susan or Sherry will be happy to help you do that. I think we also have a couple of dates that we need worship assistance for the summer. And this would be an opportunity for any of you who want to try creating a service up here. It can be a lot of fun, so I encourage you to do that. Now, let's take a few minutes to greet one another and extend a warm welcome to friends, old and new. Of course, we need to be COVID safe, so as you know, please stay in your seats. Greet friends as enthusiastically as you like. And for those on Zoom, please show your face. Go to gallery view and say hello to others who are Zooming in.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Sunday and Mother's Day.
Hi
Mother's
there.
Day.
Hi.
Happy Mother's Day.
Dee.
Hey. Who's missing? Madame Brown is missing. She's always here.
Maybe she's celebrating Mother's Day.
That could be.
Sophie, her daughter
Please
Sophie,
take a moment to make sure your cell phones are silenced.
later.
Each Sunday, we light the chalice as a reminder that hope, love, and faith still abide. Now, please join in saying the call to worship. Come, let us gather. We gather to celebrate the sacred within and among us. We come to seek spiritual growth and understanding. We strive
Together.
to practice acceptance,
Acceptance,
forgiveness, and
forgiveness.
love. Together, we work to build a world with justice and compassion. Come, let us gather together.
So today, I wanted to share a story by Carol Martignaco called The Everything Seed. Have you ever watched a seed grow? Have you ever noticed how it begins so small, so still, so quiet, like a gift wanting to be opened? So does anybody have a thought of how we might do that? And anybody want to sort of be the seed, have a little seed within them? Maybe make, what do you think? What could this shape be like for a seed? Oh, that's good. Let's do this as a seed. Anyone who's willing to do this as a seed, please join me. And how slowly, and do it however you want by hearing the narrative, and how slowly it wakes it up, begins to unfold, growing into something larger and larger and larger. So what might the seed be? What is the larger of the seed that you were thinking of? Yes? A lotus flower. Ooh. What else? What other seeds were there in here? Yes. A sunflower. Oh, 2 sunflowers. That's great. We have 2 sunflowers here. Anyone else? What seed might be opened? Yes. What? Compassion, yes. A tree. Ooh. And Becky, did you have one? Lilacs. Grandchildren. Oh, we're getting esoteric here. Grandchildren. Very nice. Then you know that whatever comes from a seed usually ends up looking very little like the seed it came from, which is also true of the very first seed, the very, very first seed. Once, long, long ago, way back before the beginning, so long ago there was no such thing as time, because there was no one there to count it. Everywhere was a huge, deep, mysterious place, like something waiting to happen. There were no stars, no sun, no moon. There was no place like Earth, not a drop of water or a single tree or rock or flower, and no living beings anywhere. But in that deep, waiting space was hidden the tiniest point of something no bigger than a seed. So feel free if you want to create another seed. Join me. It was not a flower seed. It was not an elm tree seed. It was not a seed of corn, although all those things were included in that seed. You might call it the everything seed, because that is what it became. No one knows where that first seed came from, or how it was planted, or how it knew, in the way that only seeds seem to know, how long to wait to just the right moment to sprout and grow, but all at once. This tiny seed, cradled and nourished in the rich soil of space, woke up, broke open, and began to unfold. Unfolding. So anybody want to do unfolding? How would it unfold? Unfolding, and blossoming forth into an enormous, blazing ball of light. Bright light, like a great grandmother sun. And the universe was born. Out fluttered the galaxies like a storm of snowflakes, swirling and gathering into the brightest, most blindingly beautiful cloud of stars. And feel free if anybody wants to kind of dance with this story. It really is a dancing story. And out of those star clouds whirled out our own star, the one that we call the sun, and our earth and our moon, and all the round spinning planets we have learned how to name. And this is the secret of that tiny seed. You and I were there in the very beginning, just as the idea for each leaf on a big oak tree lies hidden inside an acorn. We were there. With all the stars and planets, all the rocks and oceans, plants and animals and people, everything that is now, ever was, or ever will be, was inside that first tiny seed. So whenever you hold a seed in your hand and wonder what it could become, imagine how you and all that is here once came from the tiniest spark of an everything seed, before it sprouted and grew long, long ago in the way back beginning of time. Now, if this were an ordinary story, it would end right here. But this story of the universe keeps unfolding. What once began in a blazing blossom of light continues every day. New stars sprout open in the deep soil of space. New plants and animals appear on the earth. Seeds of many kinds are scattered everywhere to help us remember, to help us see new people who are born every day with the spark of that first light somehow still alive and burning deep inside, waiting like the everything seed to shine in ways that are yet unknown. So what ways do you think the everything seed is going to unfold, or what ways do you hope the everything seed unfolds? What new might be good for us these days? Yes? A place where there's no violence, where everyone can live in harmony. Let's put that in the seed that we are. Boo! Send it out to the universe. Yes, indeed. What else? What else might the everything seed be forming and growing and transforming into. Anyone have a thought? Yes. A planet where we use regenerative power. And First Parish is definitely feeding that seed, right? A planet where we use regenerative power. The everything seed is working itself, forming and reforming. Anything else, any thought that people have? Yes. A ministry of music that is deep as we have here, that covers everything. Hi there, Jeremy. Yeah, I just heard Grace say to Tim, no pressure. No pressure. So let us keep growing from that everything seed. Let us believe in the possibilities that we can be. And we'll sing the children to their classes.
The reading this morning was written by Reverend Lisa, and it has become part of our Mother's Day ritual. It's called Mother's Litany. There are mothers who are just beginning, holding a fragile being in their arms and wondering how they are going to manage. There are mothers saying goodbye to youth who are leaving the nest. There are mothers who have no idea where their children are because of estrangement or loss of custody. There are mothers who ache with constant fear for their children's safety, and mothers whose children have died. There are mothers who can't believe how beautiful their children are, and mothers who can't believe how differently their children turned out. There are single mothers and stepmothers and surrogate mothers and foster mothers. There are grandmothers raising their children's children, and adoptive mothers welcoming children into their home and heart. There are mothers who never understood how to mother, and mothers who never got to give birth. There are mothers who have sacrificed their lives for their young, and mothers who are cared for by their children. May we bless them all, these mothers of humanity, and bless them all, the ones we have not named.
Your children are not your children, comes the famous poem by Lebanese poet Khalil Gibran in The Prophet. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you, and though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. I understood this intellectually when our children were at home, and I could watch and wonder with wonder and their steps toward understanding and finding their way. I even held this caveat in teenage years when I tried to prepare myself for differentiation, for teenage rejection, though Mother Nature makes it such that one can never prepare enough for adolescence, just letting you know. That it's a seismic change meant to shake up growth in all of us. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. Not an easy reality. We're being taught as we teach, being shaped as we shape. Stepping into the new as new being is born in our midst. Navigating change in ever-present journey of becoming. By its nature, parenting is not perfection or easily planned. By its nature, parenting is loving and letting go of used to be, while creating a container for what is to come. Khalil Gibran's second stanza. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. When my children left our home into their lives, I was surprised at how unprepared I was for empty nesting. This leave-taking took on a whole new discipline of letting go. Some parents feel relieved and grateful that their children have launched, so to speak. Others are not ready for the increased distance from the details and the developing. Others wonder when their children will leave, or why they came back home in this society so difficult to navigate. Each journey has its own rhythm of loving and letting go. And his final stanza. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you, for life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. One favorite mantra of mine when wondering about my parenting status is if I've given enough readiness to ongoing life, my children will fire me. And it's hoped, however, that they will at some point rehire me as consultant. Parenting is not for the weak-hearted. In fact, it's a primary heart exercise, expanding and strengthening through holding on and letting go, practicing acceptance and embracing difference, steady regard and losing sight into the distance. And you're never done as a parent, even when your children would like to think so. It moves to a different realm of loving and letting go, but it does not end. I remember when our daughter Sarah went off to South America at 18. I kept reminding myself to trust in the hospitality of the universe and in her good sense, grounded, I hoped, through her formative years at home. We do hope as parents that that grounding can eventually help our children find their home of being wherever they go. And it's not something any one of us can control, even in our own lives. So the letting go is about honoring life's longing for itself. The letting go is honoring life's longing for itself. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. There's so many ways we prepare our children in the living of our lives. Some of us have the privilege of a stable home and livelihood, of easier access to opportunity and choices along the way. Others of us are navigating ways of being that are neurodiverse and differently abled, finding our way not only in paths untrod, but within a system that assumes and favors so-called normative way of being. Still others have socio-political challenges where parents of color must administer the talk, especially to Black and brown young men, to literally help them stay alive in a racist society without the trust of protection by law. And the evolution of our relational being has a ways to go to support a wide spectrum of gender and sexual identity. There are so many ways we prepare our children and ourselves in the living of our lives. One bit of advice that William Martin gives in his book, The Parent's Tao Te Ching, Ancient Advice for Modern Parents, is that we trust life in its unfolding without too much plucking and prodding. He also speaks of the tendency in this culture for comparison and competition, our need to make our children special, for them to stand out in a crowd, thinking that will bring an advantage to their lives. He writes, "Do not ask your children to strive for extraordinary lives. Such striving may seem admirable, but it is the way of foolishness. Help them instead to find the wonder and the marvel of an ordinary life, and make the ordinary come alive for them. The extraordinary will take care of itself." The everything seed. Everyone and everything is extraordinary because it is unique. There really is no ordinary if we look deep enough. Beauty and grace abound in spite of our need to impose order, in spite of our need to define life as if we are the center of all things, as if our worth depends on society's opinion. Rick Potts, director of the Smithsonian's Human Origins Program, offers that our primate tribe survived in the tough journey of evolution through our ability to cope with constant change and use it for our survival. We may be the most adaptable mammal to date. We've lived in many environments. We're even going out into space. That means paying attention to all of life, not just ourselves. That means paying attention to our interweaving of being and how it informs us all. We do not own our children's way of life. It is hoped that with experience and responsibility, we prepare the ground for well-being in their way of life. And again, we will not be perfect at it. Instead of worrying about whether our children are extraordinary enough to survive by standing out in the crowd, we need to help our children embrace change as a narrative in their lives and not mark their lives by any particular success or failure. We model adaptation by letting them be who they are, test their inclinations, and welcoming the evolution therein. The extraordinary will take care of itself. It's not ours to shape our children, but to give them facility for their own shaping. So then, what are we good for, we parents and primary caretakers? We create the space, nurture the ground from which our children grow. We do it physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We share the pitfalls we know so that at least they don't make the same mistakes, at least we hope. We offer companionship because growing into our lives cannot be done in isolation. And we live as part of the narrative of their lives, which includes both how to be and how not to be. Both are powerfully important and not always fun to navigate. We are all more or less able to meet the challenges. Keep on keeping on. Parenting contains a powerful dual reality, the holding close and the letting go. It is the holding close that powerfully launches the letting go, and it is the letting go that brings health to the holding close. Our children need to know that we are right there for them and that we are not in charge of their life's choosing. Our children need to know that even though we are here for them, we are ready to help their launch into there, a place that we cannot fully know. Gathering this morning in Dorchester for the Louis D. Brown Mother's Peace Walk, there were about a dozen of us there from this church. We witnessed the ultimate there for our children. Mothers and fathers and loved ones opened their hearts to this horrible loss of death by violence, marching to keep the love alive and letting go into advocacy, to make a statement of the need for a better world for our children, for all lives, on behalf of the children who had been murdered or died from violence. Powerful, powerful voice. This is actually a bit of the original concept of Mother's Day originally, and it came about from an inspiration by our Unitarian forebear, Julia Ward Howe. In 1870, Julia Ward Howe wrote her Mother's Day proclamation. She witnessed firsthand the terrible realities of the Civil War, not only on the battlefield, but amongst broken families through loss and injury. She found that peace was an urgent cause for the world, realizing that mothers, especially in her time, were the people who first influenced our way of relating to one another in the family, raising children in their formative years. Julia wanted women to come together internationally to claim the common needs for peace, understanding, and justice, to plant the seeds of peace, understanding, and justice. She called for a general Congress of women without limit of nationality to promote the alliance of the different nationalities for the great and general interests of peace. That was her proclamation. There was no formal recognition of a Mother's Day for peace, though decades later, Anna Reeves Jarvis advocated successfully for a Memorial Day for women, which became Mother's Day. And Woodrow Wilson declared the first National Mother's Day in 1914. Generated around peace, just like our marches this morning. Mother's Day walk for peace. Holding close the value of life, we can find ways to honor it with the choices we make and the home we choose to nourish. This issue, that fundamental need to honor life choices and the need for the dignity in and of our homes, is being threatened right now and in urgent with the politics of Roe versus Wade and abortion rights. We are in danger of taking away a woman's bodily autonomy and right to choose the creation of home. In fact, being pro-choice is being pro-dignity of life. Our children are watching how we are honoring women. At first, in parenting, we are constant companions, but year by year, we can become steady and distant companions so that a person's life can have its own definition. Even though we may have been an integral part of their arriving, we are not the reason for their sense of home in the universe. Even though we were an integral part of their arriving, we really don't know. We won't be able to recognize who they are in the universe unless we let them go. And it is the universe that gives us the extraordinary journey of welcoming each other into our lives. So happy Mother's Day. Embrace the journey, forgive the imperfections, and find the value of your lives in all of life. So may it be. Amen. Let's sing hymn number 34, Though I May Speak with Bravest Fire. Please rise as you are able and we will wear our masks as we sing. Let us hold our hearts in the spirit of prayer. This morning, a minister came and did an interfaith prayer and an interfaith invitation that was just really lovely. So I want to do a little bit of that. Basically, she first said that many of us have different names for that all-pervading presence that is within us and about us, for that which we feel guides us in our spiritual lives. And she invited everyone to think of that name, to think of a name before praying. So if you can for a minute, just think of the name that you might use out of all the different names for the reaching out to meaning and companioning in the universe. O gracious and loving one, the great unfolding in all that is and will be. Hallowed be thy recognition. Come to our awareness. Help us feel the possibility of our lives and the deep strength of growth from tiny seeds. May we honor the mystery of that growth and release our need for control. May we find forgiveness in our feelings of regret or shame or blame or anger or even wonder. May we hold the gift of life we were given and recognize it in each other. And for all the prayers unspoken, but in our hearts, let us hold them in love. Amen. So today, for our faith reflection, we're going to share a time for mothers and for our relationship with our mothers. And so first, I'll light a candle for each of these. And what I wanted to ask you first to think of, some of us have our mothers who have died or know of mothers or caregivers. You can use a caregiver that you feel is someone you would call a mother. As I light this candle, please lift up the names of those who have died that you want to honor today. Cynthia. May we hold their journey in our lives and in mystery with love. And there are mothers who are expecting. Mothers who don't really know. Some of them have had children before and some have not had that yet. So wanted to ask, I will light a candle for those pregnant mothers expecting. And ask for people to think of just a little bit of advice or assurance. What bit of advice or assurance might you give an expecting mother? Good luck. What, it gets better, did you say? You'll sleep sometime.
Everything must change.
Everything must change. Love them no matter what. Trust your instincts. The next stage may be worse than the one you're in now, but at least it'll be different.
The Optimist Handbook.
We've got a few experienced mothers here. And then we have mothers who are estranged from their children for whatever reason. Mothers who are feeling a loss today because they don't know where their children are, or they know where their children are, but they know they're not available for relating. What bit of advice would you give? What bit of assurance would you give mothers whose children are estranged? You're still part of them, they are still part of you. Wish them well. And we have mothers who have had children die for various reasons. Let us light a candle for them and give a word of assurance. you can bear it. You are not alone. And we have mothers whose children are taking care of them for whatever reason. What bit of assurance might we give mothers who are being taken care of by their children? What after me? It is not a burden. It's a form of recycling. It's a form of paying back. Let them help you. Be appreciative. So is there another mother type that you would like me to lift up and light a candle for us to give these wonderful, wise bits of assurance? Let's light a candle for those who want to be a mother but didn't achieve it. This could be a hard day. What bit of assurance can we give them? There are other ways to mother. You are not a failure. These are beautiful folk, what you're doing. And let's do one more of gratitudes. It can be a personal gratitude for your mother, or gratitudes of mothering in general, or of mothering that you've observed. Let's lift up some gratitudes. And I'm going to finish the candles on that. While you're thinking. Some mother gratitudes. I'm sorry? Patience. Thank you. Fierceness. Creativity. Say. Problem solving. Empathy. Devotion. For all these and many more, all of these hopes and bits of wisdom for mothers and mothering, let us be grateful for the wisdom among us and the mothering about us.
Today's offering is dedicated to the services and ministry of First Parish, Milton. Here's how to give. Simply text 617-539-7576, putting only the amount you'd like to give in the text message. Do not add words, only the amount. And for those of you here in the meeting house, if you'd like to donate by cash or check, please place it in the offering plate in the back on your way out. If you are proud of this church, become its advocate. If you care about its future, share its message. We welcome all to build a just and healthy world with faith, love, and compassion. Your presence, your participation, and your support bring this vision alive. So please give generously as you are able to support this faith community.
Each time on my leaving home, I run back to my mother's arms. One last hold, and then it's over. Watching me, you know I cry. You wave a kiss to say goodbye. Feel the sky fall down upon me. All I am, a child with promises. All I have are miles full of promises of home. If only I could stay with you. My train moves on. You're gone from view. Now I must wait until it's over. All I am, a child with promises. All I have are miles full of promises of home. Days will pass, your words to me, it seems so long, eternity. But I must wait until it's over.
Please join in saying the unison dedication. May these gifts be transformed into strength for this faith community, into comfort, food, and shelter for those in need. And may we be transformed by generosity. Closing hymn is in the teal hymnal 1057, Go Lift It Up. We will sing it twice.
And for our benediction of the month, may the splendor of the earth and each other guide us to affirmation, affection, and advocacy for the beauty of this life meant for all. And as I douse the chalice flame of our faith, may our faith burn bright and deep within us. Happy Mother's Day. Have a good week. Amen.
India, what's your cat's name?
She's a girl, but her name is George. Yeah. There's another one, Frances, but she's too afraid because George likes to punch her in the face.
Yep. Oh, she looks beautiful. Yeah,
She is.
looks so friendly.
She's kind of a camera hog.
Oh, a wonderful camera hog.
There we go.
There we go.
I did not realize that the entire service today would be like that. That was really, really hard.
Yeah. Well, certainly a beautiful day for the peace walk today. I think it's sunny and gone up to 50.
They go right by my house.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
on
You see them?
Yeah.
I'm on Talbot Ave, right past Ashmont Grill in Dorchester.
Oh, great.
So it's festive and it's very blustery over here. It's very windy.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen I've been experiencing, I think, a lot more wind of late. Maybe even over the past year, a couple of years. Not. See, it seems like it might be part of climate change, that kind of thing, but certainly a lot more wind than I remember before. Yeah.
It's going to be kind of chilly for the next few days. I don't think we're going to it's going to warm up until Thursday. And when it does, it's going to get up into the 70s.
Great.
That can be nice. Yeah, that could be quite beautiful.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful seeing everything come into bloom. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, my condo association finally cleared the path so that I can like try to get up the incline up to the upper garden. So I'm gonna give that a shot maybe like tomorrow.
Oh, yay.
So I can see lots of blooms, but not up close. And so that's exciting. And hopefully we'll be getting a new walker that has brakes.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of important.
Absolutely, that can be great.
What's everybody up to today?
We're getting ready to move for a year.
Oh,
So,
Don't worry, we're not selling our house.
Oh.
We're just going to Clinton, New York to help take care of our new grandson while her mother goes back to work.
Mhm.
wonderful.
yes,
Beautiful. Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah. And what a wonderful thought for Mother's Day. Absolutely. Yeah.
What
what
about
are you
you,
doing,
John?
John?
Actually, I think probably sending out all the happy Mother's Day messages to all the friends and everything along those lines. So that's great. And but otherwise, I think fairly quiet. I think it'll probably be a fairly quiet day, which can be nice too. So yeah. And how about yourself, India?
I usually try to do some cooking on Sundays and prep food for the week. I'm trying to take it easy just because I actually had like the best week and like felt the best and accomplished the most that I probably have in 7 years.
Oh, good.
Oh,
I was
Yeah.
like, every morning I kept waking up and being like, oh my gosh, hooray.
Mhm.
But I 5 o'clock came yesterday and I was like, oh, I'm so tired, I can't do anymore. And I said, wait, it's 5 o'clock on a Saturday. I've done enough. So, and everything, I looked around and I was like, everything looks really great and good and clean and I can get around without bumping into stuff. And
Mhm.
so I'm going to make some red lentil soup and like a super heavily loaded veggie pizza and some other veggie stuff.
Are you vegetarian?
I'm like vegan-ish. um, I didn't do it on purpose. It just sort of happened over the past decade. I do put a little bit of dairy in with yogurt and a little bit of like shrimp and smoked salmon and like high quality canned tuna in just to get some of those omega-3s and stuff, but mostly plant and ancient greens and fruits and stuff, anti-inflammatory stuff.
Good.
Yeah. Although I order all of my groceries from Amazon Fresh, and I even specifically called them yesterday and I said, no substitutions. If you don't have something, please make that abundantly clear. And I ordered those Yasso Greek yogurt pops.
Yeah.
Just one. It has 4 in a box and it lasts me a month. And instead they sent me 2 pints of Ben and Jerry's, like super most fattening possible ever.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
Well, I ate an entire pint for my dinner. I was like, call a neighbor, get rid of it, get it out of the house. And then I stupidly opened the top and looked at it and
And you accidentally ate some. Yeah.
accidentally ate it. The other pint is I'm texting my neighbor right after this and saying, oh, hello, dog.
Yeah, hello. How are you?
Kind of shy on Zoom.
But looking wonderfully friendly
Yes.
Yeah.
during the day.
John, I love your candle sconces. Those are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're just here hanging out in the dining room. Always love this opportunity to connect, in the digital space. So absolutely.
It's
Yep,
fun.
and you can see some of the sunlight and stuff. Such a beautiful day. I'm sure we'll be getting out and about.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Yeah.
I hope so myself, although it looks very, very windy out there for me. So I don't know. Maybe just the porch and back.
It's supposed to be less windy tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Well, I got
India.
Yeah.
Enjoy your trip out to the garden.
Thank you. Thank
Beautiful.
you. Certainly sometime this week and hopefully a couple times. So
I was just hearing that the Arboretum is in bloom, I think, with lilac.
Lilacs.
Lilacs.
Yeah, that's a big event today every year. And it's actually cool because like if you aren't able to walk the walk, you can check in at the office and they will let you drive. So you can like drive and then get out and drive a little more, and it's really nice and accommodating for people who can't do the whole walk because it's quite lengthy. But
when my daughter was in Boston, she took me there for Mother's Day.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
My sister was married in the Arboretum.
Oh, that's nice. What a good idea.
Yeah, it was very pretty. It rained humongously the day before, so the site they had selected was underwater, and so the best man and guys were running around trying to find spots, and they found a lovely one and
nice.
did it, and then we booked out of there because we weren't really supposed to be there. But nobody touched anything and we didn't trod heavily, so it was very nice. And
sounds like a wonderful natural setting. Very, very beautiful this time of year.
Very, very pretty.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get going.
I am too. So have a wonderful day and a wonderful week.
Thank
You too, and safe travels and happy Mother's Day for all. Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye bye.